What do you think about
I
the
know,
new
but that's your
FOIA and the
daughter.
videos coming out?
Well, I hope they all come out soon.
You're
What do
hopeful
you
for them to come out?
Yeah, I want all of them to come out.
Gypsy's
I
not
want.
worried?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think that it's important for everyone to see
Hey,
everything.
keep making content. If we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household. So, I'm gonna have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll explain.
Hey, friends. I am back home and I wanted to dive in a little more to some of the emails that we've seen where Gypsy talked strange role playing about children with Ryan. And then I kind of got into a little rabbit hole. Let me show you what I got into, friends. Okay, so I wanted to expound on the email that I posted on my community tab. It's an email Gypsy sent to Ryan on February 20th, 2021. And it says, Blank isn't my blood kid, but you and I still co parent, so check his phone from time to time. And have you had the birds and the bees talk yet? Statistics show that boys start experimenting very early. Maybe we will save that for the big 13 and make sure he eats healthy. This is an important time in the growth development. So I wanted to see what was around that email. And then the rabbit hole I got into is what I did is I took all the emails from that day, that entire 24-hour period, inbound and outbound, and then put them together by the timestamps on them in order to kind of see just what went on that day, because that email was the last thing sent that day late at night. So I kind of wanted to just see what led up to that. So let's read it, friends. Okay, so first thing, and the timestamps are in military time, friends. So once we get past noon, I will start giving, both military time and regular time. So Chillicothe is in the central time zone. So at 2:30 a.m., there was an inbound. It says, Hey, Gypsy, smile. I would love for you to schedule a visit the same day as me, Blank, and my family. I'd love to meet you. That would be amazing. Blank is a strong girl. I agree. And she always talks about how she can't wait until this COVID stuff is done and y'all can hang out more. Have you not had a visit in 2 years because of the COVID situation? We live about maybe 3 hours from Missouri. I'm not sure how far from Chillicothe, but it shouldn't be too bad. And so my husband says we should be able to come visit fairly often. I'm glad to hear Blank gets as excited as I do when I get an email from her and from you. LOL, that's cool. I hope she gets clemency also. I keep wondering if she does get it, then where will she go? I haven't been wanting to pry too much there. Maybe when we meet a few times and get to be even closer, I'll ask if she will have a place to go when she gets out. I hope this isn't too weird of me because I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I was thinking I was going to ask Blank what she thought when you got out of us all getting together outside of prison. And if Blank gets her clemency, then all 4 of us, that would be even better. We'll have our own little Yay, y'all are free celebration. I have a good feeling and thoughts that you're going to get your early parole. I don't know. I just have a piece about it. Too many people are in your corner and you've taken so many classes to be better and broaden yourself and are super sweet. And I know all that is taken into account. I just really hope and pray that when you get out, all the people with ill intentions stay away from you. Does that make sense? Oh, dang, I got to get off here now. My kids are fighting. LOL. They did that last night and it ended in a food fight with whipped cream everywhere. It got tracked on my carpet and I'm used to it though. They do crazy things. I yell, Hey, what do you think you're doing? But about 98% of the time they throw it at me and then it's on. LOL. It's hard not to burst out laughing. They're crazy, but so super fun. We had a snowball fight in the house the time before last when it snowed. We had to stop because Blank was going to be home soon. We had to do everything off. I wasn't sure if he would find it funny. Unfortunately, he found evidence we missed, was mad. He said, Y'all are going to get short circuit the TV if you get the cord. Stop it. Well, TTYL, I will email again later, my friends. Stay safe. Smile. Now, the reason I thought that one was interesting to read the whole thing is because it sounds like maybe that was Amelia Bird or something that she was talking about that they're trying to get clemency for, who was also in Chillicothe and one of Gypsy's good friends for having her boyfriend murder her parents. Amelia accepted a plea deal of 2 life sentences and clemency is her only hope. So that's why I assume that they're talking about Amelia. But this lady is emailing Gypsy Rose and Amelia Bird and talking about, getting together with them and telling her detail about the kids and stuff. It's just seems strange to me. And I wondered if these videos had come out in an actual trial for Gypsy, if people would feel as comfortable emailing her about their children. What do y'all think, friends? Okay, and then at almost 9 a.m., 8:53:18, she gets another inbound and it says, "Hey, how are you doing? We're back in lockdown again, and apparently I've come in contact with someone with COVID and I have to self isolate. I'm not ill, so it's very frustrating. I'm really rubbish at making decisions. I literally rely on my 5-year-old to make all the major decisions in the house, but a neighbor was giving away a tin of pink paint, and so they dropped it off yesterday, and I painted my bathroom pink. Smile. I've been thinking of decorating my bedroom for 5 years, but at least this way I don't have to decide. Smile. Sending love and best wishes from England. Blank." And then she got another inbound at 9:32:28. It says, "Hi, Gypsy. Just to let you know, I'm working on your letter to get it in the post by Monday. Hope you're well. Stay positive. Keep smiling. Big hugs. Max," I think it says at the bottom. I don't know. And then we get to the afternoon. The military time is 13:12, so that would be 1:12 p.m. And this is outbound from Gypsy, pretty sure to Jeff. "I have now given up. I can't carry the full weight of this relationship alone. My persistence can only take me so far. I did everything I could to reach you, to find common ground, to move past whatever issues you have with my past mistakes and your faith in my choices going forward. I am not here to place blame on anyone. I am not here to play victim. It just is what it is. I gave you all of me, even the parts that weren't pretty and nice all the time. You said you loved me, would be that man in my life to stand beside me and guide me, and as it turned out, that was a lie. Whether you meant it to be a lie or not, it was not the truth. Therefore, to me, it was a lie. The choice you made to walk away is no different than that of blank when things became difficult. I thought you were different because you seemed more mature, and I assumed that you were more capable of handling the unique circumstances and my unique personality. Unknown to me, when I thought you looked at me with love, you looked at me with judgment every step of the way. It is utterly heartbreaking to remember that not too long ago you promised that you would appreciate, love, and cherish me. How fleeting the notion was to you, but then again, it always is when the love is tested. Please take care of yourself. I still love you tremendously, and I hope you find whatever it is that makes you happy in life. Gypsy Rose." And then at 14:35, which would be 2:35:18 p.m., Gypsy gets an inbound that says, "Hey, Gypsy, I sent a letter to the parole board. Hope it's of some help. I mentioned this to Blank as well. Is your request something that you would want shared with other people who might also be interested in writing letters to the parole board? Hope you're safe and well. Best, Blank." And then outbound from Gypsy at 15:19:50, so that'd be 3:19 p.m. She says, "I miss your voice already. Oh, yes, yes, I can see the smiley faces. Smile." Then at 3:42 p.m., 15:42:30, outbound from Gypsy, it says, "Dear Blank, I will certainly send new pictures of me as soon as pictures are available to be taken again. The photos were suspended along with everything else at the beginning of the pandemic. The last picture I took before pictures were suspended until further notice, my hair had just been cut short, and since then, my hair is long again. I used to be one of the photographers who would take the photos. It was a fun job most of the time. Tongue feast. If you play your cards right, I might send you a sexy picture someday. And if you play your cards even better, you might be the one taking the picture." And then the last line is cut off. And then we get another outbound to Jeff. And I'm pretty sure this is to Jeff because his had like a unique middle subject line that stayed the same for literally years. So at 17:31:48, which would be 5:31 p.m., Gypsy said outbound to Jeff, "Blank wanted to text you to remind you to send my clothes home, but I told her to just give you some time. You have a lot you need to sort out." And then at 17:33, which is just a couple minutes later, this is 5:33 p.m. The previous one was at 5:31. Outbound from Gypsy, she says, "So, I've been emailing with Blank and he wants to make a special trip to America to visit me, which that would be great. His English is rusty, but he is working on learning and using more English. Girl, I playfully asked him to send me a shirtless pic for Valentine's Day. To my surprise, he did. OMFG when I tell you hot. Woo, he has the abs and arms, that V-shaped pelvis, so hot. I'll send you a printout of pictures. He is an eye doctor, has his own business partnership with his father in Caserta, Italy. The only thing I'm concerned about is how he will go about filling his at the visiting form. It's geared more toward an American visitor. It's not like it's every day someone would visit from out of the country. Hold off on texting Blink about sending my clothes home. I have a feeling he is trying to sort out what he really wants to do. I give it about 6 months and he'll be back. I know he's going to come around. At that point, it's up to me if I want him back. And just a quick reminder, since this is February 2021, she has already started talking to Ryan at this time. They've emailed, they've been in an email relationship, but they won't actually meet until 5 months later. Okay, back to our timeline of emails. Then I don't know who this one is to. I don't think it's not to Jeff. At 8:10 p.m. 2010 04, Gypsy says outbound, I told my stepmother about you. She said she added you on Facebook, and she also said instead of sending blank dollars to send to me, if you would like, send it through her blank instead, and she would send it to me. Weird, huh, friends? So as far as I can tell, Gypsy hasn't written Ryan all day, and we're getting into the evening because now it's 21:15, which is 9:15 p.m. and Gypsy gets an inbound. This inbound is someone from Fancy Miss Ellie's by proxy group emailing her. Fancy is the one who was doing pro Gypsy work up until I don't remember when. But this is someone from by proxy, Fancy's previous group before the Good Wives Network, whenever Fancy was still pro Gypsy, trying to get Gypsy to come back on good terms with them. I'm not even going to bother to read it, friends. It's pretty boring. Then we have an outbound from Gypsy to Ryan, 23:43:53, and this is the one that we were getting to. I just thought it was really weird after everything that went on all day that then this is what she suddenly emails Ryan at 11:43 p.m., almost midnight. Blink isn't my blood kid, but you and I still co-parent. So check his phone from time to time, and have you had the birds and the bees talk yet? Statistics show boys start experimenting very early. Maybe we will save that for the big 13. And make sure he eats healthy. This is an important time in the growth development stage. Just weird. And there are more emails between her and him talking about their son. But yeah, I went down a little rabbit hole of seeing what led up to that and then wanted to share with y'all. Then I come across an interesting one from just a couple of months later where she's emailing Italy guy on April 6, 2021. I thought this one was interesting because it mentions her plans for children. Yeah, Italy guy had a girlfriend who he'd been, I think, engaged to and lived with, if I remember right. I don't know. Assuming any of that was true, I really think he was a catfish, friends. So to Italy guy, she says, Dear Blank. Okay, so I received several emails from over the last few days. So much to reply to. Where do I start? Okay, well, first, I don't need any money. I have enough. Besides, put what you would have sent me in savings so you can visit me and come absolve me of my sins. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned thinking about you. Tongue face. I about fell over laughing. Let me break into this email real quick to say, friends, I forgot her and Italy guy role played Catholic priest and naughty nun. Okay, Gypsy says, I'm glad I made you feel better the other day. I always want to be someone you can count on to be there, even from thousands of miles away. As I said, we might both equally feel alone at times, but I'm always here for you. I don't care how long it takes to earn your full trust. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, on the topic of children, I have been thinking over the last few days about what happens if I don't have a stable relationship by the time I'm 35. I think if that happens, I'm going to have a donor. At least then, I would not be putting my fate of having children in the hands of a man. Men have let me down before. So, when having an arrangement such as a donor, whether that be from a clinic or a friend that simply wishes to help me get pregnant, but has no desire to have any claim to the child, or a person who might want to be in a co parenting situation, wink, teasing you. These are all alternatives to having children within a committed relationship if that does not ever present itself to be the case. Unfortunately, I cannot give you much advice about Blank because you will think my opinions are biased. All I do know is at some point you will have to make a decision about your future with or without me in the picture. Believe me, I know you don't want to hurt either one of us. The difficult truth is that I want to be the one and only, and I know you can't give me that while with her. This I am more than aware of. Your heart is what I want, but I must not let that interfere with our friendship. I put it out of my mind most of the time. I am also realistic, knowing I cannot offer much while I am in prison. But what if we spend a few days in Rome together and explore this deeper? It might be what we need to do in order for us to feel any kind of relief. If you won't regret it, can you give me one night? Maybe that is a suggestion meant for a face to face conversation. We can sort things out then. For now, I do like that picture of you. Picture, lol, you little devil. Moi. And then she outbound the same day, blank, do you ever hold your pillow or maybe even her and think of me? Gypsy, dirty. Then there was one more I thought was really strange that I come across just scrolling down July 14th, 2021. And I'm not sure exactly who this is to. This would have been right after she met Ryan, right around the time that they actually met in person. But I'm not sure that this is to him. But I thought that this was really rich. I think she's talking about the, ABORTION word. And I thought it was really rich for her to be quite so judgmental about this when she's in prison for matricide. So, I mean, I have mixed feelings about, the word that I spelled out myself, just depending on individual situations and stuff. But I have very mixed feelings about it. But I've never done matricide. I've never done any kind of murder. You know what I mean, friends? So I thought it was really rich from Gypsy. She says, I'm sorry again. I didn't mean to upset you, babe. I want to be able to talk about heavy topics and share how I feel. I have strong opinions about your ex killing your child, but I don't voice it. All I'm saying is, I need you to be here to listen. I love you. Unless she's, talking to someone else around the same time as Ryan that we don't know about who, actually did child murder. I'm assuming that this refers to ABORTION, even if it's to someone else, not Ryan. But if anyone knows different, let me know in the comments. Then I saw on January 6th, 2022, an outbound Orion that I thought was interesting. And it says, I loved all your emails, but really am touched by the one that started with you. Who knew I am marrying a poet? Smile. XOXOXO. I miss you. 6 more days. We can make it. I plan to call you at 5:15 a.m. on the 13th. So I'm getting on the phone as soon as I'm allowed to. I have to make calls throughout the day to you, blank and blank, oh and blank, to talk with her about if she has any new updates on production, but I'll get those out of the way and I'm all yours. Heart. I did tell you they postponed filming on Thursday, right? I guess COVID related worries. I about killed my stomach with this bottle of squeezed cheese. It went bad. OMG, I threw the bottle away so fast I was sick from it. How are things at home? How's our boy? I know how my cuddle muffin has been feeling because I have been feeling the same way. I've just been in my room emailing blank, and you and blank have kept me busy with emails. LOL. I had made a template email to send to the new contacts on my JPay. I told a few people about my adorable sweetie, aka you. Smile. Other than that, it has been painfully boring. And I didn't like that email. I'm going to the nugget, but no worries. Frown face. Not happy. I'm jelly. So yeah, I thought that one was interesting to pull out because it shows how long of a time span that the role playing mommy and daddy went on. Because the first email that we read, where she said they were co parenting Ryan's nephew, calling him their son, was on February 20th, 2021. And we saw she was emailing a lot of other dudes. She emailed Jeff, she emailed Italy guy, begging both of them to be with her and have children with her, while at the same time, throughout the span of a year, she was doing a co parenting role play with Ryan about his nephew. Very weird, friends. And it's weird to me that Ryan doesn't denounce any of that even after seeing those crazy videos. All he could say was, ugh, I didn't know that girl. She didn't wear wigs with me. It's not a turn on. I found that so freaking weird. Why he said it's not a turn on. Like nobody thought it was Ryan except freaking Gypsy Rose. Ugh. Did y'all find that weird that he said that, friends? Or am I just reaching here? Let me know if I'm right or I'm reaching. Okay. Then I found another one, and this one actually goes way back to whenever she was with Keen. This is April 17th, 2019, but I thought it was interesting because I have seen a lot of her prison emails where she talks about wanting to work with kids when she gets out. And she talked about it when she first got out, too, before she really moved away from wanting to have a job. So probably best she doesn't have a job. It'd be better if she didn't have a child. But anyway, on April 17th, 2019, Gypsy says, outbound. Blank is my fiance's middle name, so he wants Blank to be the name for our boy. I'm not 100% sure on one particular job. All I know is I want to make kids happy. Maybe a Build-A-Bear worker. LOL, I don't know yet. Smile. So, yeah, friends, I thought that was an interesting little compilation there. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. We will go out with a palate cleanser. And on Thursday night, Amber from Into the Weeds is so generous and sweet. We are going to be showing some of her new FOIA videos here on my channel. Thursday is Christmas Day. We're going to go live at 6 for anyone who's already done their celebrations, maybe driving home, maybe already ate, wants to just kick back and listen. So it'll be, a millennial Christmas special, a Gypmas, if you will. with Amber and Alora, and hopefully Audrey and Ashley. I'm not sure, haven't heard from them yet if they can actually make it on Christmas Day or not, but we will see, friends. I hope to see you all there. And if not at that time, if you're having fun with your families, enjoy that and catch me in the replay. Anyway, we will go out with a palate cleanser, and I hope everyone's having a good day. Let me know what you think in the comments.